Yo, yo, what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? What a time to be alive. Carlton win. Good day out at the footy. Finally, we get to see the boys perform the way we know that they can perform. A great day out today. Blues by 45 points in the end. The win that we needed to just see. A lot of angst over the last 10 days. It was a lot of angst. I think we had a lot of people just worried for the worst. We couldn't afford to go 0-3. We didn't go 0-3. We did the job. We're not getting too carried away. But today was just a nice day out of the footy. That's how it was for me anyway. And I'm really happy that we don't have to sit here and do a therapy session and talk about the negatives and who's got to be dropped. I'm just excited to be able to talk about something practical because there was a lot to be happy about today. Yeah, I'm going to put the link in the description. In the comments shortly. Going to be on here a little bit longer, as long as possible, because I think a lot of people have a lot to say, and there's a lot to be positive about. There's also some things we want to get better at, so we'll cover it all. For those of you who have never been here on a fan cams, first of all, welcome. Second of all, how it works is this. I'm going to put a link in the comments shortly. You hit the link, you come into a waiting room. There's 12 maximum in the waiting room. I will then give you guys, let's just say, 3 to 5 minutes, try and get through as many people as possible, and we'll go from there. Black Carrot, you are an absolute gem. He has made a $80 donation on YouTube, and he says, "Here we go. Thank you very much, mate. That's just far too generous. How good's winning? How good is winning? All right, I'm going to put the link in. I'll do as best I can to get you all in. Please be patient with me. Corin, thanks for the $8 on YouTube, brother. Really appreciate it." He says, "Khan the Baggers, appreciate you, my man." Where are we? Sarit from Adelaide. Hello, hello, hello. Corin, there you are. All right, link is going in. Get in there, guys. Let's have a chat. I'm going to bring in Paolo because Paolo did a nice little VFL review for us yesterday. So let's get him in.
I can hear the sprightliness in your voice, Terry.
Mate, I'm like a child.
Yeah, it was nice to be at a game in half time where it was pretty much all but sewn up, wasn't it?
Tell you what.
Comfortable. It was comfortable. It was under control. It had the game on our terms, and it was probably the most comprehensive performance we've had under David Teague for, well, probably since I can remember, to be honest. Very impressive display for probably maybe 3.5 quarters, I'd say. I think the boys would be a little bit disappointed with maybe the last 30 minutes of the game. But I think they did take the foot off a little bit, and they were sort of. It was at that stage where we were sort of playing a bit of Hollywood football, weren't we?
We were.
And I haven't seen that for a while.
No. That's what I was going to say. When's the last time we've been in that position?
Oh, mate, very, very long time ago. I honestly can't remember, to be honest. I couldn't tell you.
I remember being so confident. I mean, maybe the Dogs,
football, weren't we? Yeah. I think the overarching thing for me was, look, I mean, Freo were there for the taking today, and what I liked was that we buried them when we had to. We put the game beyond doubt when we needed to. I think the next phase in our development against teams like that, or when we're in that position, is to make that 45-point margin and turn it into 70 points and keep it there. But again, I mean, at the moment, I think it's a case of beggars can't be choosers at the moment. So we were desperate for the win. We got it. And, what do you say? I mean, I liked it. I like what we brought from the onset. There was a bit more of a determination. The pressure was right up. Cripps was sort of, there was a little bit of argy-bargy there, which wasn't there last week against Collingwood, which I was pretty impressed with. And, Lockie Fogarty. Doesn't he just, mate, what a pickup he's been.
Mate, he's not even like a bit player. He's like a bona fide player.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive. I think if I just look, I think he had 7 tackles as well to go with his 25. What do you have? I'm just looking at it now. He's had 25, a goal, and 7 tackles.
7 tackles and 7 marks.
He led our tackles. So I think, look, what the coaches would be happy with, and what I'm happy with, is that, look, one, he's winning his own football. He's had 25 touches, but it's the pressure and intent and the tackling pressure that he's shown in the first 3 rounds of his career with us that I think is what's standing out. Obviously it's great for him to have 25 touches and win his own football, as I said, but the tackle pressure is what I think the coaches would be really, really pleased with, and it's what I've been pleased with. And why don't we just speak about him, Harry?
So many players to talk about, but let's start with the big fella.
Look, you know what it is when you got a 6'7" bloke on fire, mate. Everyone just stands a little bit taller, I think. And look, mind you, he probably had the game set up for him prior, because I know, Freo are missing a host of they're missing a host of key defenders, but it still is AFL. You're still coming up against legitimate AFL defenders. So, look, mate, it's the round one we saw glimpses of it. He had 5 shots on goal and probably could have had 5 goals in round one. Delivered last week against Collingwood, did all he had to do, and now, wow, jeez, big game for him today. Very, very happy, and I think the unsung hero of the day was Samo. Really liked his game, man. 20 touches at 95%. I mean, you can't really ask for much more from the young fella, and I think hopefully it's a game that he can use to springboard up on. Especially in that half-back role, you need to start, and I've been adamant that he needs to start basing his game on Jake Lloyd from Sydney. So just being a little bit smarter with where you position yourself around the contest, giving yourself some extra space and time to use the ball. And what I liked about him today was his endeavour to take on the tackler. Strong in the hips, moved really well, used the ball beautifully, he was fantastic today. So, but I think the biggest thing I took out of this game was the review on Monday was apparently harsh, or whatever it may have been. The fact that they have listened to what the coaches, leaders, and the head coach himself had to say, and they actually did respond, tells me that they're fully invested in the head coach, and they believe in what he's telling them. And it tells me that the players took the onus for last week. But again, we need to back it up next week, Terry. That's the big thing. Can we do it against the Gold Coast up there at Metricon, who would be they'll be keen to bounce back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in Sam Walsh, what do you say, mate? I mean, he's incredible, mate. I mean, look, you know what? And I think in that draft, I actually don't think he is the most talented player, if that makes sense. But his
natural talent.
Yeah, but his professionalism and his work rate, he's just so impressive to watch him. I mean, what do you say? We just move on to next week, and he's very good. Cripper, big response from him as well. Love that he was getting stuck in a Brayshaw too. Brayshaw had a little bit to say to him, and Cripper just decided to say, "Stick that up your ass, mate. I'll kick 2 straight over your head, and I'll have 35 to go with it." So
absolutely,
big team performance by the boys. But on to next week, mate.
It was a business-like performance. We had to do a job today, and we did the job. We're not getting too carried away, but we're going to enjoy it for the next 2 hours or so. We're going to drink all the Kool-Aid for the next 2 hours, and then we'll get cracking into Gold Coast tomorrow.
Mitch McGovern will come in as well for Levi. So that'll be a big boost for us as well up in the forward line. So onwards and upwards, Terry.
Good on you, Paolo. Thanks, brother.
We'll chat tomorrow.
Thanks, mate. Before I continue, I've got some more donations. Black Carrot has donated another $8 on YouTube, and he says, Fogarty has been our best recruit since Judd. Love it. I loved Fogarty's game today. Absolutely loved his game. There are some more donations here. Wayne Caruthers with $5 on YouTube for the fans, and keep on keeping on. Thank you very much, Wayne. Very much appreciated. Ugur Koken has sent a super sticker with $15 attached. On YouTube. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. Guys, how good's winning? Let's get Rafi on.
Hey,
Rafi,
how you doing?
Mate, what do you mean, how am I doing? I'm doing great, mate.
Fantastic, boys. Now do it again.
I know. Just do it 14 more times.
Exactly. Oh, man. I can't remember the last time I've actually watched a game with Carlton, and by halftime, I'm just like, yeah, we got it.
Well, look, there wasn't a lot of time. There wasn't a lot of stress. There was a bit of stress, a little bit of stress at times, but probably early in the first. But then it just became really clear that what we were there to do the job.
Oh, yeah, and we absolutely did a job. I mean, we faded a little bit in the second half. I feel like we sort of spent so much energy on such a furious first half that we kind of, ran out of steam as the game went on, but not run out of steam to the point where we let the opposition jump us, sort of thing. So it was a really pleasing game to watch, and it was just like, yes. There you go. There it is, boys. Come on.
I think a lot of the frustration came from, like, we know they can do it. Like, we know they can not just win. Okay, winning today, there was a lot that was in our favor, all of that, but it was just the way they applied themselves to the contest. It's like we knew that they could apply themselves the way they did today for long enough. And again, we're not getting carried away, but we really needed to win today.
We did. We couldn't start the year 0-3. Like 0-2, people are, it's starting to get a little wobbly. People are starting to worry. 0-3, forget it. But, we've got the win in the bag, crucial win, and a really big game for quite a few players. I think Lockie Fogarty has already been mentioned. Fantastic game. Big H, obviously 7 goals. Great game. Mickey G, I thought, was really good with his pressure early. I thought did a great job. Great response from Patrick Cripps, and a lazy 36 disposals from Sam Walsh. So it's really pleasing to see. It was just such a great game. There were still some concerns. I feel like we could have ended the night with something like 21 goals 8. Like, I think our inaccuracy cost us at times. I'm a little worried about Paddy Dow. I don't think he had the best game. Like, he's been okay the first 2, and I feel like he dropped in this game in particular. And Levi, if Mitch is fit, then I would say Levi comes out and Mitch McGovern comes back in, because again, Levi had that shank off the boot against Collingwood in the first quarter, and then he misses a goal from more or less 15 metres out. So, however, that's kind of, by the by for the time being. We're going to not so much sip the Kool-Aid, but get royally trashed on it to the point where we have to go to hospital and get a liver transplant because it's failed.
Love it. Absolutely love that. Yeah, I mean, I got to watch Gov in action yesterday in the reserves game. He looked very fit. 3 quarters, looked sharp. He probably could have kicked a couple more than what he did. But it was good to be able to play him in the reserves game as opposed to rush him back. The question then comes, obviously, Casbolt. We need him there because he relieves Pito in the ruck. And we don't want McGovern in the ruck. We don't want Harry in the ruck. So therefore, maybe it's an Oscar Mack. I don't know. But I do think, I think it's a conversation to have maybe tomorrow. Because there were a few that probably didn't really perform today, and it was weird because it was a game where it didn't seem that hard to get a kick today, especially when we've taken 112 marks for the game, which is very much a West Coast type performance.
I know.
Yeah.
And
so
Liam Jones just taking the absolute piss with his intercept marking. I mean, there's another response as well. So yeah,
it's what we needed. These 2 blokes here as well, they did their job. I think we put the pressure on them, and they did their job.
They absolutely did, and it brings a smile. It really brings a smile. I'll be watching these highlights again all week. I'll be repping the Carlton brand up here in New South Wales, and it was just great to get a win.
Absolutely, mate. Love it. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Right. Thanks very much, Terry. See you later, mate.
See you, legend. Dante on YouTube has made an $8 donation, and he says, very happy with what I saw. Hopefully we can bring this pressure against the Suns. 3 to Cripps, 2 to Walsh, 1 to Harry. Special mention to Fogs. Love your work. Doug Jones has sent 50 stars on Facebook. Thank you very much. Arben Benny Lumani has sent 100 stars on Facebook. And Anthony Davidson for the 6th straight week has sent 200 stars. You guys are unbelievable. Benny with another 50 as well. I'm trying to get to all of you. I'm not going to miss you all this time on Facebook. So, yeah, thank you very much. Let's continue. Let's get some more people on. Who have we got? Mr. Plow. Oh, speaking of Blue Abroad. Mr. Plow.
How you going, mate?
Mate, never been better.
Thanks for the invite. As always, I'm on the road. So, on the road again. So fucking good to have a win again. I just can't wait to shove it up my Richmond friends. Speaking of which, Richmond, L, Collingwood, L, Port Adelaide, L, Carlton. Fucking W. Not bad, mate. Not bad. Good stuff. I can't wait to get home and watch a replay. I did watch the last quarter and a bit of the end of the typically I turned on the TV. Dockers kicked 3 goals in a row. We were up by 50 odd points, but so what I saw, obviously, I liked. It was the end of the game. Players were a bit tired, so can't wait to watch a replay. So I don't have too much critique as far as the players go. But hey, just great to have a win and great to not be flat.
That's the main thing. I mean, I think for us that got to go and had the privilege of going, it was just the good day at the footy. And I think just for us in general, like we just needed a damn win. That just to kickstart something, you know?
Yeah, we did, you know, and it was good to see us. Obviously, we came out of the blocks. It looks like we still had that little fade probably in that third quarter that I saw when we got a bit tired or whatever. A few turnovers, but what I really liked of what I did see so far was I liked Samo in that second half. You know, he cops a fair bit of criticism, and people forget he's our little bit of silk, isn't he? What he does, so he's just so silky, and I love watching him when he's playing like that. So, you know, there's a lot of positives there. I don't know how to feel about it. You know, it was such a horrible start to the year. It's great to have a big crushing win. We've obviously got the wood over Freo, and that's great. And then the challenge against Gold Coast next week. Can we back it up? Can we get some really good feelings back? You know, that'll be the test for me. I'm not quite sure how to feel about it yet. It's great. I feel great, loving the win, but let's see next week. I'm so used to being a pessimist nowadays. It's just horrible. It's just horrible.
Now, fans don't know what it's like. We talk about the players not knowing how to win. Well, the fans don't know how to win.
Yeah, it's true, mate. It's true, and it is. It's great, and I'm really pleased for all my Victorian mates over there getting to go to the footy after the COVID last year. We were so lucky here in Perth. You guys have got to go to the footy again. Pretty ordinary start, but you just enjoyed a great win over there together as your Carlton family. All the WA guys were watching the game on Easter Sunday at the Camfield. So big shout out to the Camfield, Australia's largest licensed venue, and also to the WA Blues. I wish I hadn't been working and whatever, but hey, you know what? Such is life. I'm going home now. I'm going to watch a replay, like I said. Oh, it could get messy.
Love it, mate. Well, I won't take up too much of your quality driving time, but really appreciate you jumping on. Love seeing you and hearing your voice.
Yeah, that's good because I'm literally breaking the law right now. But who cares?
I know. I should get you off. Good on you, legend.
No worries, mate. You too. Take it easy.
Bye. Oh, wow. Black Carrot. All right. Everyone on YouTube, can I get a Black Carrot in the chat? This guy is the MVP in the chat. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? I tell you what, this is how we should have came out in round one. This is unreal, man. Like, lot to be happy about, bro. Like, just to get a win on the board, man. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's been a bad 10 days, bro. We've all been suffering, you know. We're starved over the preseason, and just to come out and, you know, get the win, man. 45 points. I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, there's so many positives. I mean, the obvious ones, we spoke about the leaders so far. I'm big on Gibbo. I know that there's so many of them that did well. I just think Gibbo and Noons and the guys who are, you know, the no-namers, that the not the household names. It was just a really good, even performance. I was just really pleased with what they showed.
How was it? How was it at the game, Terry? Because it looked good, man. Like the supporters looked strong out there. It looked just looked like a good Carlton game to be at, man. Must have been great seeing Eddie kick that goal. And, you know, there's a lot that you probably didn't see, you know, that we got to see on TV. There's a lot of moments that Carlton players had, like, you know, like especially with a bit of the mongrel, bit of the grit. Like, you know, Cripps did get involved and showed his strength and his dominance and all that, man. It was just, overall, it was just a fucking great performance. And I'm stoked, you know, like, could pick it apart, could pick Freo apart more so than praise Carlton. But, yeah, man, that's just how it is.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, at the game, Eddie's goal, yeah, got the crowd up and about. It was kind of weird. We kept pushing the lead. We pushed it out to 60+, and it was just something. I remember making a comment. I was with my brother and my sister and my brother-in-law and my housemate, and it was just, we all made the comment, like, we're just not used to this. We don't know what this is like. When's the last time that we were up by so much? End of the day, I think I've said it before, not getting carried away. We needed to win. That was the most important thing. We needed to,
yeah,
I think,
sure.
win comfortably. We won comfortably. A few players probably need to pick up the game. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, that's it, bro. I'm just happy to get the win, man. And I'll let you go. I'll let you get everyone on board, and I'll just be here enjoying the show, man. Cheers.
Love it. Thanks very much for your support, mate. Really appreciate it.
All good, bro. Catch up.
See you, Ledge. Rafe in tune with the $2 donation on YouTube says, line it in the sand game. Rafe, I genuinely hope that's the case, mate. I really do. We have some stars. Robbie has sent 50 stars 3 times. Thank you very much, mate. That's very kind of you. Pom was in the waiting room, guys. We're going to get him out of retirement. So, Pom, if you're there, jump back in, mate. Let's get you back on as I bring in Bryce. Bryce.
Hey, mate. How you going?
Mate, I'm fantastic. How are you? I'm here, mate.
Oh, how good is it to see a win? It's bloody amazing, to be honest. You know, we've been down for a few weeks, and just to go back on that up and that high, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Were you at the game today, or did you watch it from home?
Yeah, I watched it from home, and I guess if we start off with the disappointing thing, the only thing that really disappointed me the most was probably the supporters' comments in some of our Carlton supporter groups. You know, Plowman had that first one kicked on him, which, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario with Walters not taking full possession of the ball, and they're into Plowman and they're into all these blokes, and it's like we've had a massive win, boys, and you know, we're in front and you're already blasting the players. Like, I think it's pretty disappointing in that regard from some of our fans. But I mean, the blokes that needed to, you know, fire up this week, like Cripper, you know, Bobby, you know, he's come from nowhere to be a gun player. It's actually really good to see that our players are finally starting to gel and find, you know, the best of everyone.
Mate, just on Plowman, I mean, I sat on level 1 right at the front, and obviously he was one of the few that I really wanted to see how he would respond. He was outstanding today with his voice, direction, but more importantly, his focus. He had a very focused demeanor about him today. Every contest, he was ready. He wasn't that 1 or 2 steps behind like he was last week. Yes, Walters kicked that goal early in the game and a little bit of jitters, and I think people are just scarred and, you know, out to get him and whatnot. But I mean, from where I sat, I thought he was fantastic today.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole back six were fantastic. But, you know, I know people a bit like, oh, here we go, Plowman again. But when you play footy, it's like if he doesn't touch him, he runs in, goal. You know what I mean? If you do grab him, you know, he lost possession. It's a tough call either way, to be honest. So I think you got to rev him up. Obviously, what he was doing was freeing up Jones. You probably saw it more than me being at the game. But, you know, it seemed to be they just didn't have free run for the ball. And when they were just doing almost the old Carlton way of bombing it in, and we just had our defenders there ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Jones was it was that inspirational type Jones today. That's what we saw. That's what I saw anyway. I was I was pretty happy. I mean, listen, a lot of guys played well, but I'm going to start asking people now, who was your best on ground?
Oh, who do you pick between Jones, Cripper, Walsh, Big H? You know, there's Fogarty. You know, there's a top 5 there. You can't really split. I mean, I think you'd probably have to. I'd probably go Walsh. I think, you know, 34, 35 disposals. It was just huge. Probably then, you know, followed by, you know, Cripper with all his contested possessions and clearances. So, you know, it's hard to have a top 5. They're all there at number 1, really. It's very hard to pick.
No, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Listen, really appreciate you coming on. Great to have you on here.
No worries. Thanks, Terry.
Cheers, legend. All right, guys, it's time to get him out of retirement. It's been a very short-lived retirement. He's happy as Larry. We're gonna bring him back. The Pom is back. Hey, mate.
I'm just surprised everyone's like, is that really what we're meant to be happy about?
What's that?
You're damn right we're fucking happy about it. We're back, baby. We're back. 4 fucking points. How do you like it? Hey, tell you what, I had you all going for a minute, didn't I? I had you all going. You were all a little bit worried. Now, I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, obviously, let's be serious. Fremantle weren't at full strength, and it shows you what happens because they had the pressure of the Dutch during the war, and it took, the Nazis 20 minutes to occupy Amsterdam. So let's be honest, it wasn't the most classic performance by them, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And I've got some interesting POM stats for you. It took Carlton 6 minutes in the first quarter to beat Richmond's inside 50 count that we had against them. So it took us, just think about that. That's how quick it was. Very quick. It took us 5 minutes in the third to set the record this season for tackles in the total game. 11 minutes for pressure acts in the third. We asked for a response and we got it. And I absolutely adore that. Special shout out to Plowman. You and me fell out this week. You and me and Lockie Plowman. I've been on your case. Do you know what I mean? So I've heard rumours that Pom said he should never wear the shirt again. Vicious rumour. I never said it. Equal record for him of intercept marks and marks in the game. So an absolute stellar response. Sam Walsh's greatest game disposal-wise. Now top 2 in the AFL for disposal efficiency and scores created from inside 50s. So we've got the second best player in the comp, I think, based on that.
It's Brownlow Walsh, mate. What did we say
Brownlow
before?
Walsh.
What did we say?
Brownlow Walsh. I've got to say big shout out to my boy, Luke Parks. How good's Luke Parks?
Oh, yeah. I had quite a few moments where because I was sitting on level 1 right at the front, and there was quite a few moments where he made some spoils and some efforts, just played life or death footy. And by the same token, look, a lot of them did. Guys like him, Cottrell, loved what I saw from him in the first half in particular. Just look, you know, I'm going to get carried away. I'm absolutely going to get carried away, but I'm going to try and keep a lid on it. But when you're around...
No, fuck it. Let's go and get the tattoos now. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. On live stream. Get a tattooist in. Now, seriously, though, you've got... I said to a few of the audience firstly, I've had a bit of a tough week. You guys have reached out, you guys and girls. Bottom of my heart, means a lot. We can enjoy the win together now and talk real stuff. But what really impressed me was the increase in intensity. I thought the first quarter was there was pressure internally to impress. And I like that. And although the fourth quarter was a little bit of a drab lettuce, I said we needed to get a win like Essendon did. The smell, the blood, and just, you know, take the piss really and enjoy yourself, because that is the building blocks now. Gold Coast next week, and then it's the big one against Port. That is the big one. So we've beaten a weak Fremantle. Gold Coast probably a standard above when Fremantle are so hurt, then Port. And that is where it is. If we can get these 3 stepping stones out of the way, we've turned the corner, I think. Yeah.
I think you're spot on. I mean, wins against. I think I speak for a lot of us when I say we don't look at Freo as a bottom 4 team. They're probably in that middle pack where we kind of find ourselves. So they're the teams we really need to be and should be in our mind beating. So to do it and do it comprehensively, And listen, I know Fife was out, but he doesn't dominate for them in the midfield like he once did. It's really, it's Chera, Brayshaw and Sarong that really lead that. And that was still impressive at times. But, yeah, job well done. And now we can finally start the season.
Yeah, well, I think if you watch Fremantle, I was actually speaking to a Fremantle member of the Chase squad. He was texting me at half-time, a good mate of mine. And he was saying, we're Carlton against Collingwood. And he was saying the things I was. No one cares. No one gives a shit. They hate Fremantle. Half of this side should never play again. I had a chuckle to myself because I was like, I love it when people are manic depressed like me. But obviously you can see what happens when you don't bring pressure. This all week we've seen this week teams that want it more bring the pressure, close down space, magical things happen, and we started to do that today. I actually thought the best thing to happen to us was Setterfield be out because I won't have to see him on the wing anymore, which honestly made me the happiest person in the world. Like, we could have lost that game and I would have probably smiled not seeing that big stiff idiot run up and down on the wing and me going, why aren't you on the ball anymore? But Cottrell, you know what? There's a big thing for Carlton. Even though he doesn't set the world alight, he did have the equal best game he's ever had for the club. You see there's that will and that intent, and it was infectious today. And a big shout out to my favourite big stiff idiot, Patrick Cripps. You know what? Seeing you get stuck into Brayshaw makes me happy. I want to see that. I love to see Walsh do it to Brayshaw as well. I love to see Cripper do it as well, because what Teague said this week, we saw for the first time in a long time. We have to be hard to play against. We have to be nasty. And I enjoy seeing Cripps, when we're 6-7 goals up, get stuck into teams. That's when I want to see that cheeky smile. Because when he does that cheeky smile when we're 6 or 7 goals up, I just want to lick his face. No joke. No joke. That's when you do it. That's when you do it. That's when we smile. If Plowman wants to smile, smile now when you're winning. I love to see Mackay as well getting stuck into Brennan Cox, letting him know he's shit. That's when we need to do it, because we want to be ugly when we win, not ugly in defeat. Ugly when you win, be up and about. But I'm very impressed with them. Great start. Back it up next week now. You're only as good as your last game, and now we can be excited. I can be a dickhead all week saying we're going to beat Gold Coast by 250. So thanks, boys.
Love it. Love it. Well, Pom, first of all, I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say it's great to have you out of retirement. But whether you want to retire or not, you're stuck here, mate. You're not going anywhere. So glad to see a smile on your face, sending all the love your way, mate. And we'll chat soon.
I love you all.
What a legend. Peter V. Blue Bagger on YouTube with the $5. He was at the game. Great win. Jonesy, man of the match. Walsh 2, Harry 1. Pressure was right up there, especially inside 50. Cripper was great along with the fog. Thanks very much. Libbo, I'm going to get you on because you missed out last week.
Oh,
Libbo.
Thanks, man. Hey, mate. How you doing?
Mate, I'm good. How are you?
Fan-bloody-tastic. Yep, it was really good. I was watching it at my parents' house over in where I'm in WA.
Yep.
And it was good to be swearing with joy as opposed to swearing with pain. It was really good.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly right. We've been in pain for far too long, my friend. Far too long.
I mean, I'm self-professed traumatized supporter because I couldn't breathe until, we were 49 points up. Even then I was still thinking, oh, not yet, can't message my mates yet. But no, very proud of him. Ed Curnow, I haven't been on the stream the whole time, but Ed Curnow finally played in position.
Yes.
And he had a good game.
Yes. I mean, it seems like, and I don't want to jump the gun just yet, but it seems like, Setterfield was out. I don't know what happened and why he was out. I think someone said he was illness, but Setterfield on the wing while Ed's on the ball. For me, I don't know if that's the move. I feel like it's got to be one or the other, almost. Today it was obviously Ed, and it worked well. And you trust Ed because he's done it for a while. It's going to be an interesting one because I do think Cottrell's a little bit more suited to a wing role because of the way he runs. We're going to have a very long, robust discussion about that during the week, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it was just really enjoyable. It was
I
good
want
to.
to. I wanted to ask you, because I'm obviously at the game, so you watched it on TV. What does Jack Silvani's game look like on TV? Because at the game, he just brings an energy that I don't see on TV, but I see at the game. What's it like on TV?
Yeah, he was elite because he was the reason I had tipped Freo. That's how broken I was. I had tipped Freo, and then when I saw he was a confirmed in, I changed my tip because he lifts them. Him and Eddie Betts, but Jack Silvani to a greater level. You know, he just attacks every contest, generally makes the right decisions. He's strong. God, he's strong. So yeah.
Yeah, no, love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. What did you make of what were you looking for going into this game? What was your big, this is what I want to see today, and did they do it?
Oh, it was the tackle pressure. Was Pom correct in saying that was the most tackles of any game so far out of anyone this year?
No, for us, for Carlton.
Oh, okay, right. I was going to say, but it started Zach Williams straight away. First bounce, wrapped that bloke up, whoever it was, and that just set the tone. And I knew there was going to be a response, tackle-wise, and they were stronger. We made their midfield look like the boys that they are, because they're a very good midfield, but they're still so young, and we made them look like boys today. So they couldn't compete.
So 2-2, hopefully next week. We're back on track. Let's enjoy the win today. But we've got to go pretty quickly. I mean, tomorrow we start moving on to Gold Coast,
Yeah, who are a very good team as well. I think, well, not very good. They're a good team this year as well. So they're going to be no mugs. No Wits will be very helpful for us because he's a solid ruckman. But, can't take them lightly.
No, not at all. Good on you, mate. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for getting me in, man.
See you, legend. 8 and 10 on YouTube with $8. We are like Manchester United. Inconsistent, win a game, go on a streak, and we somehow ruin it. I hate to agree with you there, but I think you're on the money. Very, very interesting how similar we are to Manchester United. Who have we got next? I can see Rocco here. I don't know if he's ready, but we'll get him anyway. Rocco.
Hey, how are you, brother?
Bro, we did the job. Did the job that we were asked to do.
That was good. Went to the game, and I feel a bit like you've watched Shawshank Redemption, haven't you?
I have not. I hate to disappoint you, but I have not. I know.
Anyway, there's a scene where they're working on a roof and they do something, and the guard all gives them one beer, and they just sit there and they go, for once they were just content. Anyone that's watched it will understand. And that's how I just feel. Like I'm almost drained of energy because I got there and I got this sick feeling in my stomach at the start because I was scared, and then I just sat there and smiled through the whole game. It was what we were asking for. And naturally, like it's got to continue and all that. We understand that, but no negatives today. It's all about the positive. They did what they had to do. They put on the pressure. Harry kicks his goals. They're doing it all. I don't think you mentioned him. To me, like, you can't say he was our best player, but I love Sauce.
Oh.
What he does, I'm telling you, everyone watch the game again. Watch how he fights for front position every single time. You watch it. I was sitting there and there was a couple of times, man, he's behind and he just fights to get that front position, and if he doesn't get the mark, he gets the punch and then he goes back, like, man, like if they made Sauce captain, I wouldn't be upset. Like, that's how much I rate this bloke, man. He loves the club and you can see it. So Sauce was one bloke. Fogarty, 7 tackles again. Is he our best recruit this year? He's a bloody gun, isn't he?
Mate, he's not. I was saying today, he's not just like a young bit player. I mean, he's in the same draft as Dow and O'Brien, I'm pretty sure. He's not just a kid that we're hoping can become a solid role player. The guy's a gun, potentially.
He's there. He's now becoming one of our main players. He's there, like I went with my son, and every time you went into the centre square, we were we were wrapped. We were going, he's in there now. He's going to get the ball, you know. So, and he just keeps going hard. And the other couple of players, I mean, man, like you have to give big cheer to like Jones and Plowman, man. We bagged the crap out of him, and we have the right to do that, man. Like what they put up last week was nowhere near what we should be doing. And this week, really, Jones at one stage was best on ground with those marks in that first half, wasn't he, man? He was just intercepting everything, you know, and then Plowman come into play, and he really done good. Wiedering keeps doing what he does, you know. They started, if you notice, just around being at the ground, you just see their centre bounce work and their ball up work. Cribbs got the ball a couple of times and he handballs wide out. It's like they've started to work out their plan. And there was someone there 8 out of 10 times, you know, so it's not working every time, but they're doing it, you know. So that made me happy. If Pitts can just learn to tap it to somebody once in a while, like he keeps missing a lot of people, but he's getting his hands to the ball. I don't know what to say. I'm just content, man. I'm telling you, I'm completely drained here. I can't even get excited, you know, like I'm just drained.
Someone made a comment last week. I think it might have been Christian Chapcoon. Anyway, and they made a comment about, when Cripps plays well, traditionally everyone else watches and lets him go about it.
Yep.
And when he doesn't play well, it's like everyone sort of stands and waits for someone else. Whereas today it wasn't like that. Everyone wanted a piece of it today.
100%. And in actual fact, Cribs didn't even start the game too well. If you look at his first quarter, it wasn't that good. And I actually commented and said, man, he's got to stand up, you know. And he did. He did. He really did stand up. Like, I was very impressed with him. You know me, I bag him because he's the leader, mate. He's the leader. I want him to do what he has to do. But he stood up. He stood up, and there was a couple of times, like you said, he stood up to the other players. When he kicked those goals, I don't know, I was sitting there. Did he pump out his chest and, like, was bumping everybody, like to say, hey, you know, like he almost imposed himself after that first quarter, you know, which was really important for us, you know. So, I'm his biggest critic, but I'm gonna give him everything he deserves now, man. He done a really, really good job, man. So, and it's going to be hard to pick a player. I usually pick a player to stay home every week, you know, in jumper punch. And this week, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard, man, because they all really did put in, you know. So, and it's going to be hard to even next week to drop anyone, you know. But that's for another discussion, yeah. So
let's leave the next hour or so to enjoy it.
Just to enjoy it, yeah. So everyone enjoyed out there. We deserve it. We deserve it. You're walking out and there were people yelling and jumping around, and it was really fun to walk out and watch everyone have a good time. So yeah, everyone enjoy it, and yeah, we'll take it 1 week at a time. Yeah, 1 week at a time. But yeah, go Blues, man. That was good.
Good on you, brother. Thanks a lot.
See you, mate.
What a legend. Love a bit of Rocco. Mr. Michael Maloney.
We're back, baby! We're back!
It's a week. 10 days is a long time, bro. 10 days is a long time.
There's been a few bottles of scotches, maybe a couple bottles of wine, and now we're back. We're back on the Kool-Aids.
Oh, mate, it's about damn time we see a win. Goodness.
Beauty. Very, very, you said it perfectly. Just tradesman's-like win. Tradesman's-like. All-round performance, I think, was very good. Some standouts, obviously. Sam Walsh just keeps getting better, doesn't he? God, he's probably he has taken over as our best footballer. I think we have to say it.
Brownlow Walsh. That's what he
Brownlow
is.
Walsh.
Brownlow Walsh.
And we needed that match from Harry. He's been waiting a good year for that type of match. Just needs to fix up his goal kicking a little bit, but God, he looked dominant today, didn't he? I
want to ask you about him because I was chatting to some people around me about he's obviously running around and he's kicking the Gaelic style shot. Now I look at it in one of two ways. There's part of me that says what happens in a final? You got to be kicking set shots. You got to be doing this. This is the way you kick them. The other part of me says, what if this is just the way the game is moving and the modern player is actually evolving the game, and maybe the rules are going to change where they're going to be allowed to give him a little bit of an arc? What if they're just more comfortable kicking that way? Do you, if that's how he's more comfortable kicking, do you say, Harry, go for it? Or do you still want a balance of, listen, if the siren goes, you need to be able to have a set shot? Where do you sit on it?
Well, I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to that. I like the old school set.
You just muted yourself, brother.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, there we go. So I'm a bit of a purist. I like the old school set shot. You take your time, go back, kick the goal. Obviously, with the way that things are moving, you got to adapt. If that's the way he feels comfortable, then do it for sake. I don't really like it, directly in front. I think the way that you look at it, Isaac Heaney yesterday against Richmond, how he used it, can't really kick it on the right from that pocket. So I'll go on the left and try and bend it around. That's the kick, obviously. But look, if you're comfortable doing it, all power to you. And if he's kicking more of them that way than what he used to, as a orthodox kick, then who are we to say don't do it?
100%.
I think. Look, not to put some water over a hot fire at the moment. There was obviously some things that we want clinked. I think there was a little bit of paper over some cracks. I would 100% think that Mitch McGovern would come into that team next week. 100%. After watching him in the reserves yesterday, and from all reports, he looked the goods. He's fit. We did what we wanted him to do. We went back. He got a match underneath him. He's probably just the regulation swap over for Levi now, you'd have to think. So I actually wanted to ask you about, I'm not bagging him, but so you look at someone like a Paddy Dow, okay, and he didn't have much of it today. Does he need to go down through the reserves, get a bit of form under him, come back up when he's back in form? You bring someone like a Kennedy or a Stocker or someone, I don't know who, but are we at that point where he can go back and just get a bit of form?
My take on the Dow situation, I mean, I was there. I went to the reserves game yesterday as well. I thought Kennedy and Stocker played better than what Dow did, what they would have produced. I think he just looked a little out of sorts. It was rushed. It was non-composure. And this isn't a Paddy Dow whipping session, but it's just more of a...
No, it's not.
It's just more
of a growth session. If you want to look at it like that, everyone has bad days, or it's not so much a bad game, but you got to learn from your mistakes, type of thing. And I think that's why the reserves are always there. Like, I've been a great believer that if you have a bad game, you shouldn't think that going down to the reserves is a bad thing. Yeah. And again, I don't want anyone to think that I'm just putting water on a hot fire at the moment.
No.
I was wrapped with today, but I think we need to have a level and a standard as a football club. And if you're not up to that, go back down to reserves. There's nothing wrong with that. And then come back up and, earn your stripes, type of thing.
Yeah, mate, I'm with you. I think in terms of, did Paddy Dow win his personal battle for the day? I say no. I think he struggled, and I thought it was a bit weird because it was such a good day. We had 112 marks. We took 112 marks around the ground.
How good's Liam Jones? How good was he? That was like letting the dog off the leash. That we've been asking for him to do that for the last 2 weeks, and we just let him go. Admittedly, probably against inferior opposition, let's be fair. But you still got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing as well. They were very good last week, Freo. Very good. And Fife was obviously, he didn't dominate the game. He played forward for a lot of it. Then he got knocked out. They're hungry. They're tough. Obviously, coming over here, I think they had a couple less days break than us. They've gone from Melbourne to Perth to Melbourne. So there's a few things. Yeah. But I think, like you said, you play who you play. I think a lot of the fans were looking at, hey, if we're fair dinkum, we've got to win comfortably today. And I think we did our job. And that's
what you have to do.
Carried away, because at the end of the day, I still think there were probably 3 or 4 guys that played today where I said, oh, God, like, you can't play next week. So looking at it,
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. As a football club, you want to continually see growth and progression, and just continue getting better and better. And if someone's not at that standard, again, it's not a bad thing that you're not at that level. You got the reserves for that reason. You had them play yesterday. As I said, Mitch McGovern straight back in. He's in. I I really think we're underestimating how well Mark Pittenet's playing at the moment. He covers the ground really well. Tap ruckman at the moment, he does everything right. And I've been a great believer that we don't need a superstar ruckman to be the one. Obviously, De Conning's going to be a jet. We hope that he is. But while we got Mark, Jesus,
he competes.
He competes, and he's a brute. He's an absolute animal. He's an animal. Yeah. I liked Jack's game today. I thought that link. I've always looked at Jack and thought that he was that footballer that we need to be the Tom Lynch of the Adelaide good times. That link up forward, gets up the ground into like your 80 to 90 meter area, kicks it in. Got beautiful skills on him. Cost me $600 today, the bastard. I needed him to kick 2 goals, but unbelievable. But yeah, I was really happy to see him back. Yeah, Eddie Betts could have had 1 touch for the game. We wouldn't have cared. That goal was just poetry.
Yeah, he looked a little slow today, Eddie, but he did get his goal and it did get the fans up and about. And I guess that's the magic that Eddie brings. Look, his forward pressure was pretty good, I thought. I just felt with Eddie, and again, not to make it put out the fire. I just felt like it was not enough for a full game, but I was happy to see him play the 200th and get the crowd up and about and do all that.
Get another game into him next week. Who knows? And obviously consistency goes at it. But next week's a big game for the football club.
Yeah.
We travel up north. Our record there's subpartial. It's not the best. It's not the worst. But next week we need to be winning. Need to, and let's continue with this form. Then when we get back to Melbourne, we can go into a Port Adelaide game and really, hit it hard.
And then finals back on the agenda, baby.
And then we're back. Baby. But yeah, enjoy it, brother. There's no water on the fire here. You got to enjoy the win. Watch the replay tomorrow, baggers. Watch Harry kick 7. It feels good to have a power forward back at the club who's kicked a bag, doesn't it?
Love it. A real bag, an actual bag, not 4.
Good. Well, you enjoy your Easter, Terry, and up the baggers, Blue Boys.
Love it. Good on you, Ledge. What a great man. Kyle, I can see you here. I need you to turn your camera on so I can just make sure that you're good to go. I've got Dylan.
Hey, Terry.
What's happening, my man?
Not much. I'm just really happy today.
Oh, I wonder why, mate. I wonder why. Why would you be happy today?
Just a great win. Great win, Terry. Great win.
Yeah, it was a good win. What was your most impressive thing that you experienced today?
I just liked how we fought back and we showed that we're actually really good, that we're ready to take on those good, like, mid-age teams.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Freo, we all respect. They're not a bottom 4 basket case type situation or a rebuild situation. They're still pretty young, but they've earned respect.
Yeah, and like the best moment was Cripps picking up like by the jersey and lifting him up. It was like, don't try to take on the big man. Leave him alone.
He's the big dog. He played like the big dog. I think even Sam Doherty, who I'm pointing at right now, I thought he was really good today. I mean, look, we asked for the leaders to stand up. I think at the end of the day, every single member of the leadership group, I'm pretty sure they all stood up today and did what they needed to do, and that was pleasing.
I actually got really surprised by Mark Murphy. He played pretty well. He backed it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I maybe where'd you watch the game? Were you at the game or were you at home?
No, I watched it on TV. I thought he showed more pressure than he did last week. He improved.
Yeah, no, fair. I would have loved to see him win a bit more of the ball.
Yeah.
But you can't win. You either have not enough pressure or not enough of the ball, so it's a tough position where he's playing. But who did you give the best on ground to?
Fogarty.
Fog?
Yeah, Fog.
Love it.
Easy.
Yeah, he's a good one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Dylan, you're a champion. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah.
See you, mate. Mr. Beach.
How are we, Terry?
A lot better now, mate. A lot better now.
Oh, you and me both, brother. You and me both.
What is happening?
Well, I'm much better after a win like that. Let's put it that way straight off the bat.
It's pretty good to do a damn job, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I was saying before, like, again, we're not getting carried away. We're just enjoying the win, and we did what the fans asked. Leaders, pressure, tackle, intent, desperation, play with the Carlton spirit. Freo were pretty good in that first quarter. They really gave it to us, and when they were up early, there was a little bit of a uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, look, we are up by 60. Yes, it would have been great to win by 100 today, but an 8-goal win, an 8-goal win.
Yeah, because from memory, the last time we did that was against the Dogs up on the Gold Coast, where we won by about 50. So if you want to be picky about that, I'm not going to be picky about that because we want convincing wins like that, Terry. And that is exactly what we want to see straight off the bat now that we can beat Fremantle for the third time in a row.
Yeah, that's it. And we don't have to wait till after the siren.
Well, yes. That's right. That is exactly right.
I want to ask you about a couple of players who haven't got a mention just yet. Because from the ground, I loved Gibbons' game and I loved Jack Noons' game. Did it show up on the screen how well they played?
Well, I was there like you today as well, actually. I thought they played pretty well. Noons, look, he's probably not their first player to rely on, but he's there. And he's there to give you support and give you an outlet that will get you further up the ground. Gibbo, I've been a big fan of Gibbo's. You know, he takes a bit of time to get into the game, but once he gets into the game, again, he's there and he's playing a supporting role to help us get up the ground for goal as well.
Yeah, no, well said. Well said. I'm happy that it showed up because I'm liking the fact that we've got some job doers in the team. They're not all stars, and I think maybe we've relied too much. Yeah, that's the thing. I think for a long time we've had guys who we pump up as stars and all Australians and whatnot, but we've got, dare I say it, I was going to call Fogarty a job doer, but maybe he is a star. I love what he did today.
Well, yeah, for me, he's amongst the votes with Jones.
Absolutely.
Because I think I heard you and a few other people say, what was it, 7 tackles?
Yeah.
Along with, I think it was 24 possessions?
Yep.
Have I got that right? Yeah. Like, if you're doing that, then you're staying put. You're staying put, son. You're not going back to the toes anytime soon.
Yeah, 100%. What are you thinking about the Levi situation? Because it's interesting because we seemingly need him to help with ruck duties, but we just can't seem to get him going. Do we bring in Oscar Mack? Because I really think McGovern will play next week based on how he played yesterday.
And I was keeping an eye on the Twitter.
So what are you thinking?
I was keeping an eye on the Carlton Reserves Twitter yesterday, just getting score updates. And when I found out that McGovern had kicked 3, Terry, I thought, okay, let's see what we do in this case today. Yeah, look, I think McGovern does come in. Although the question is there a second ruck option? Does Oscar Mack come in as a second ruck option to help Mark Pitnet out? He might not be as tall and he might not be as competitive as Pitto, but that's something you've got to consider, in my opinion.
It's a good question. I think we'll spend the next, we play next Saturday. We've got 6 days to figure it out. Yeah.
Next Saturday night up on the Goldie.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, listen, great to have you on smiling. It's good. It's good to see.
It's better. I think everybody's like that, Terry. Let's put it that way, mate.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Hopefully the season has begun. Hopefully we can get back on track next week and then we can smile again.
Absolutely, Terry. Absolutely.
Good on you, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers, pal.
Mads.
Hi.
What's happening?
Finally good to get a win.
It is finally good to get a win. What did you make of it?
After all that time.
Who were your best players today? You there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Talk to me. Who were your best players today?
Walsh, obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah. Gibbons, yeah, I think unless you were at the game, you didn't. I'm not sure if you really noticed all the work he was doing around the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were on level 1, like we could right near the goals, so you could really see all the work he was putting in.
Mm-hmm.
How I said it last week as well, but how good's McKay getting those goals finally?
Well,
Getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's being. I think it was a weekend for the forwards. It's almost been a season for the forwards. I mean, you got Tex Walker, you got Josh Bruce last night, or the other night, I should say. The game's opening up. Harry's our number 1 man, and it's good to see him, kick an actual bag of goals. 7 is a genuine bag of goals.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look, like I'll be honest, if I basically had a speech ready if we had lost. Like I was ready with just getting into some players, but no, I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. Listen, keep the faith. It's a tough task being a Carlton supporter, but we will fight to live another day, and hopefully we can square the ledger up at 2-2 next week, and then we're back on track.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
I just want to, talk about Eddie Betts a bit.
Okay, what have you got for me?
Well, I think we spoke on Instagram for a bit earlier in the week. Is he gonna make 6 games in a row if we don't have Fish? Like,
I don't know. I mean, when I look at the reserves, I mean, Durden played his first full game, looks solid. Might need some more time just to get comfortable. Cunningham's obviously back there. Don't know if you bring him in as a small forward. Jack Martin's going to miss 6. We know Fish will miss. Eddie was good for patches. His pressure, I thought, was okay today, but I don't know if he did enough over the course of the whole game. It's a good question, Natty. It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if we can do the whole 6 weeks in a row. I don't want to doubt anyone, but it didn't look. Yeah, it just didn't look like we. It just looked like he was part of a good win. I don't know if he. I don't know. It's a wait and see, but we love him, so it's tough.
Yeah, because it's like he got that goal, and right. It was right in front of where we were, and everyone's up and about, but we're also used to him getting 3 or 4 goals, not just 1 goal a game. Yeah. Which I guess that happened.
Yeah. No, it's fair. It's fair. It's a good question. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you think? We're going to win next week or what?
I hope so. We should. No reason we shouldn't.
No reason we shouldn't. Well, hopefully we do, and hopefully I see you back on next week.
Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. Good on you, mate.
Bye.
See ya. Alrighty. I've got Kano and Paddy. I'm going to put in the link one more time. If anybody would like to jump in, there's a bit of room in the waiting room. Kano.
How you going, Terry? How you going?
Mate, I'm fantastic. How are you, my man?
Good.
Look at the smile.
Yes, I love it. I love the big win. We haven't had a big win like this since last year against the Bulldogs.
True. It was good to do the job, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very good. And also the fact is, we just have not just one, not even just 5, but we had the whole team play their part in the win.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, mate. There was no passengers today. Everyone wanted to get amongst it.
Yeah, and then even Cottrell, he had played his part in the game on the wing, and he probably tagged out a player on the wing as well. And yeah.
Nah. Who was your best on ground today, mate?
Oh, there we go. I just can't pick one. You can't even pick 5. You can't even pick 10. Just got to pick the whole team. Honestly, they play for a great 3.5 game.
Yeah, they did.
So yeah,
I think I'm going to give my my best on. Gosh, I'm going to put Fogarty and Gibbons up there, and Walshy. And you're right, there is actually too many. It's a bad question. I should ask a better question next time.
Yeah. Also, I I do love when Jack Savani plays because when we play, I think when he plays, I think we just as a team feel like a much better team and we play much better because Jack, he just never gives up. He's a bit like a Walsh. He never gives up. He keeps running and he just gives them two or three efforts in tackles.
Yeah. That's all you can ask for, isn't it, mate?
Yes, exactly. Yes. And quickly, also, I want to just a question for everyone out there. Does Setterfield come straight back in, or does he have to play a game or two in the twos?
It's a good question. Why don't we let everyone in the audience answer it, mate? I like it. I like it a lot. Something we can think about over the week, hey?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Good on you, Kano. Thanks for coming on, brother.
No worries. Have a good one. Go Blue Bangers!
Love it. That's what it's all about. Hey, Lalamo.
Terry.
What's going on, mate?
Oh, it's been, I reckon the last couple of times, probably I reckon the last 4 or 5, I've actually come here after a loss. And my word isn't it different tonight. All we asked was a win. And all we wanted was a statement. I wanted a statement at the selection table. Didn't really get that because I thought a fair few senior players were a lot worse than Williamson. But that was okay as long as we made a statement on field. And I was sick of the all talk, no action. And we saw that in the first half. Seriously, we'll stiff not to be up by 50 points at half time or quarter time.
Yeah, we scored.
Because I think we were about 21 scoring shots to 8. And we sort of kept him in the game in that sense, but we really honestly should have put him off the park. But I was more than happy with the effort and the intent of what our response is going to be from last week and the following week. The previous week, sorry.
Yeah, I reckon if you had said would we take it before the game, I reckon we all would have jumped at that. An 8-goal win. We all would have jumped at that. So we could have kicked on, if we just kept going, could have won by 100. But I think, as Pom says, if Manan had wheels, should be a bike, So if we sit here and talk about the what ifs, mate, we're never going to be happy.
100%. All I care about was we got the win for starters, and we did make a statement on the scoreboard with our response. The game was done. Like neutral supporters would have seen the scoreboard at halftime saying, "Okay, Carlton have done well here. They're legit about this season," and that's all we ask. All we ask is the effort.
Yeah.
All we ask is the effort and bring the heat. We bought the heat. We bought the effort. They look at Harry McKay at the end of the game. 7 goals, 4, 5. I can't.
75.
He could have kicked 10. He could have kicked 10.
Yeah.
Like by a mile. It's just that's all we care about. And I'm honestly fucking stoked. I'm stoked, and I'm stoked to be here right now. Like none of this negative.
Is it not? Is this not what it's all about?
Oh, Terry, you don't understand, mate. Like it's just a good feeling, and I knew we had it in us. It was just how we played last week. It is a mental thing. It is a mental thing. It's just I think the whole thought of playing Freo at home without Fife compared to playing on a Thursday night against the Pies top 4 club, it's just that sort of shit that we need to just scrub out and say treat every game like it's like it's the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
And that as soon as we sort of close that gap with our mentality and just say, let's just have a crack, boys. And it started with Teague saying, all right, we're going to debut you, Parks. I love that footage with Teague saying, all right, who do you guys depend on a player here that defends for their life depends on it. And they said Weeders, Jones, and then straight away Parks over Plowman, SPS, all these other players that have played 50 plus games. This bloke hasn't played a game. Barely knew him from a bar of soap. And that just goes to show, all right, he's willing to play. And the players even knew. They're willing to say, all right, this player will give us 100%. That player will give us 100%. It's just that sort of shit that I'm like, all right, Tiggy, love ya. Love you for that. Because there was question marks around Tiggy. And I think that shows character. And you saw on social media with not the open trainings, but the training sessions where Teague was just full on intense. This is not good enough. That's not good enough. And you could see today, yeah, he's 100% here.
Yeah. Paddy, mate, you've summed it up well. Love your work.
Love your work, Tez.
Good on you, mate.
See you,
Enjoy
mate. Have a good night.
You too, brother. All right. Joshy Clevs. Wow. We've made it. Joshy Clevs. Josh. Oh, no, he has not made it. All right. I've got Reese, Corin, and Jesse. Reese. Hey, mate.
Hey.
What's happening?
Not much. Good to finally get a win.
Good to get a win, mate. Good to see your face on here.
Yeah. I just wanted to make a couple of points. I thought Cottrell was just so good today. Just the way he approaches the game and the way he runs, just to have a proper wingman.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I get it. Setterfield is good, but if he's not on the ball like he did last year when we put him inside, then are we trying to create him into something that he's not? Whereas Cottrell is a running guy. Like, he is a pure runner, and he seemed, maybe not so much in the second half, but from where I was watching in the first half, he seemed to really have a lot more than what he had last year.
Yeah. And it was a small thing. I think when early on in the game when Parks took a mark and he just gave him like a push to sort of pump him up, to sort of like, you know, this is the real deal. And it's just a great thing to see, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I loved it. He had a good moment with his, I think it was his mates or his family on level 1. He sprinted to him after the game and embraced them and got a nice photo. So, yeah, it looks like he enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to make a couple of points, but yeah. All good. I won't keep you too long.
Love it. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining, and chat to you soon.
All right. See ya.
See you, Ledge. Corin.
What's going on, Tez?
Young Cozza, what's going on, my man?
Not much, brother. How are you?
Up and about, bro. What do you reckon?
Oh, bro, I'm up and about. I'm G'd up. Like, what a game, eh? What a game.
Yeah.
I told you today, I was like, Cripps is going to have a day out, Harry's going to have a day out, all this shit, and then they just went out there and displayed, which is all we asked for. So, no, it was good. There was a lot of improvers. I thought Murph was all right tonight, and you know, he had to step up, obviously, from last week, and you know, I thought our senior players kind of, you know, put the foot on the pedal a bit harder tonight, which was good. And our leaders, especially, which we sort of talked about last week. So no, it was really good.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, look, I can definitely confirm. I've got a voice message from you this morning telling me exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've got proof on my Instagram DMs. No, you're spot on. I was a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie. I went to the game and I was thinking we should win. We're going to win, but there's always that little bit of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I went with my brother and my sister, my brother-in-law, my housemate, just like the crew, you know. And it was just good to have a day out with the family, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good to enjoy footy again, I guess.
100%.
You know, and it was good atmosphere, and you know, when Eddie kicked that goal, just seeing the whole crowd get up and about, it was just good to see.
Yeah.
So
Are we making any changes for next week, or is it too early to talk about that?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Cottrell, but Setterfield, I'm not sure why did he even pull out?
I don't know. I think
it's
something to do with an illness. That's kind of like the whispers that I was hearing at the ground, but I don't know. I really don't know why he was out, you know?
Yeah, that, and I'd probably put McGovern if he's fit and ready to play for Levi. Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only changes that I'm making.
Love it. Love it. Love your work, mate.
Yeah.
I'll see you throughout the week, hey?
All right, catch you, Taz. Have a good one.
You too, my man. Josh Cleves, you there, mate?
Terry,
Josh Cleves.
have I got you?
Josh Cleves, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, mate.
Can
I can hear you loud and clear.
Thanks, fuck.
Absolutely.
How you going?
It's good to have you on, mate. Jeez, you and I, eh? In the Twitter messages, it's just I'm watching you send me messages about what's going wrong, and I'm sitting there watching us up by 60, thinking, "Gee, this bloke here, he's just not a happy camper." Oh, he's paused.
That's not true, Terry. When we're 30 up, I G'd up 30 bets, and the moment I G'd up, we conceded the goal straight after and calmed down again.
No, that's fair. That's fair. You did. What was your main takeaway from today? I've got a bit of a delay on your end. I don't know if your internet's no good, but what was your main takeaway from today?
Just a few of the unsung blokes like Plowman and Patricia Seaton, their biggest fans, but they both played well today. Parksy looks like a footballer, plays like a footballer. If Cripps leaves, I don't think he's going to Freo the way he was fighting, but I don't think he's leaving. And we had Chan there to help Harry out and man that combo.
Yeah. No, love it. Cripps and Harry, yeah. I'm just getting your it's a little bit of a delay, so I'm trying to put the pieces together, mate. But no, yeah, I think our leaders stood up the way they needed to for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you go. What? Yeah,
Not a
I've
problem.
noticed that, so I'll let you come back and turn the
Not a
mic
problem,
off
bro.
or something.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. I've got Dan here. Dan.
How you going, mate?
Mate, I'm good. What's happening?
Finally, I get to talk to you.
What a beautiful
Seriously.
day. What a great day to debut, mate, after a great win.
Great game. That's
Yeah.
even after the last two games, I was always confident we were going to win this one, and I knew we were going to.
What made you so confident?
Well, we played number 1 and number 8.
Fair.
Yeah, okay, we lost them, but we didn't lose them badly, and we actually flogged Fremantle like we should have. And it's not the first time we're going to do this year. I reckon we'll take all the half games out. We're going to take all of them out. As long as we win 3 of the top 8, we are going to get there.
It's a good call. So you're confident going in against these teams that we are generally around. You know, the middle pack teams, the
100%.
Yeah, rightly so.
Mate, I've been watching these boys for I don't know 20 years, and looking at it and going, you know, I used to go on the tram and I used to go to work and go, oh, look at us in the newspaper and go, oh my god, like we win these games, we win them. I was bored. We were winning by 100 points back in the 90s, you know, like we're back.
People like me don't really know what that's like. You know, I don't really know what it's like to win by 8-9 goals. I don't really remember it happening a lot.
Wait till you win 100 points and then you just go, oh, geez, this is boring.
I look forward to being bored and saying, nah, can't be bothered going to the footy. We're going to win by 100. I look forward to that day, mate.
Yeah, hopefully it comes. But yeah, I can see us. I can see it. The confidence is back. We are going to get there, and we are on it. We are on it.
Love it. Love it. Love your passion and enthusiasm, mate. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. All right, I've got Kyle. Kyle.
Hi, Terry. How you going?
How are you, Ledge? What's happening?
I'm pretty good. It
You
was a
excited?
great win today. Great win today. I thought everyone put in their effort. I do think Murphy needs to go though. He played all right. He got a goal, I think, but he was just a bit slow, and he's just not quite looking at it at the moment.
Yeah.
I also thought Levi Casbolt, he had a pretty standard game once again. He took a few good grabs early on, but then he was kind of rubbish from there. And that's kind of what's been happening in his game at the moment. But we put on a 4-quarter effort and we absolutely demolished them in the second quarter. And that's probably how we got the win in the end, because they were starting to kick a few. And I just think it was an all round good job from everyone, really.
No, summed it up well. Good to see a win. Good to see a lot of people contributing. Yeah, I think there's a couple that we can probably improve on with selection. But that's exciting. It's a good win with improvements to come. I think that's something we should be happy about.
Yeah. I reckon bring in Matt Kennedy for Mark Murphy and Cummins for Eddie Betts. And I know Eddie kicked one today, but, he's getting a bit old. And I just don't think that he will he'll do as much for the club as Cummins will. Because Cummins a bit younger. He's good to have around the club. I certainly agree with that, but I reckon have him down in the twos. So brings up the morale for them. And the Carlton VFL team seem to be doing pretty well at the moment. And hopefully we can get the premiership in the twos as well, because I do think that we are a shot at that.
Yeah, love it, mate. Appreciate it. Really well said there. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Terry. Good talk.
See you, Cole. Nick.
Hey, Tez.
What's happening?
Mate, we're in better condition than what we were last week, but it's better chat.
10 days is a long time to wait, mate.
Mate, massive. I was hoping to catch up with you there today, but obviously you're downstairs and I'm a little bit up from the level. So, mate, I could see it 20 minutes in. Did you notice the change of play, like the change of game style?
No, not specifically. Explain what you saw.
So, the last 2 weeks, we've got the ball anywhere on the ground and gone handball, play on straight away. Today was more like, remember Brisbane 2 years ago in the second half, and we calmed things down and just played football and played composure football. And it was more methodical, more structured, and it paid off massively. You didn't notice?
I just noticed we instead of going into our shells, because Freo put up a fight in the first quarter, but we just kept going, and then I think eventually we just broke them, and then we got on with it.
I think it paid off because we played risk less football, and I think that's what stood out massively. Look, I've been massively pretty hard on Levi, Plowman, Murphy. Like Plowman, what can you say? Like why can't you do that every week? Is it because he's matched up on somebody that he shouldn't be?
I mean, when you look at Plowman, we all know he plays on talls, plays on smalls, he plays on Dustin Martin, and then Oscar Allen, Michael Walters, and then Charlie Cameron, and then Oscar O, and all of these ones. And I think a lot of us were talking about the lack of midfield pressure last week, so that doesn't help his cause because he's got lack of midfield pressure, balls coming in dangerous territories. Having said that, I still think he wasn't positioning himself very well last week, but you can't fault him today. I was there, level one, and I thought the way he composed himself on the ground, leading, charging, screaming, talking, even giving some biffo when it was needed. What I saw from Plough today I was happy with what I saw today.
Yeah. I know Walsh killed it, got possessions. I know Harry kicked 7, but Jones was best on ground.
Oh, he needed it because I don't think he was that sharp in round 1 and 2, but he definitely played the way we've seen him play his best.
Yeah, but I've wrote on Facebook and things on the Carlton website. At least he has a crack, and I don't mind if he stuffs up because he's giving it all, and that's what he always does. And this time, like today, he just went for everything, marked everything. He was unstoppable.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair. I think, and we had quite a few guys today who are usually just just job doers who actually just got amongst it a lot. Yeah. Like Noons, Gibbons,
Parks, awesome first game.
Cottrell, they won the ball.
Yeah, the only thing is we got 7 defenders. How many tackles did they all have?
I don't know. I don't have 5 between them.
Parks had 3.
Wow.
So what's, what does that say? I mean, yes, we done well, we won. But what's, where are the defensive pressure? Where's the tackles from the back line?
Well, to be fair,
I mean, it's a minor thing, but I mean, you've got to bring it up and say, well, where's the tackles?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we did have a lot of the ball. We had 120 odd more possessions than them. We took 112 marks, so we really controlled the ball today.
Yeah. Fogarty, everybody said it, but I mean, how unbelievable he's tackling. His left foot kick spot as well. His vision, everything he gives us, outstanding.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, we say. I mean, I've heard you say, Levi, I don't think's in the side, and Mitch has to come in. We got Gold Coast. Do they have a backup ruckman? Because Witz is, he's out. He's gone. Nichols is out. He's injured as well. So who's coming in? So are they going to play a small ruckman? So which means we can probably go with Pintnet, someone else.
What would you do?
It depends on their selection.
Mm.
If they don't have a ruckman, I would play Pitnet and plug holes like they are, and just have a running ruckman as well.
Yeah, fair.
But awesome to be at the footy. People said second quarter, third quarter they were worried, mate. It was over. I said one stage halfway through the second quarter. I said this game's over. They're like, Freo are done. They had nothing.
Yeah, we were
we actually sat behind Adam Sart's friends and brothers and all that, and they were so funny to watch footy with. But it was a day to be at the footy. It was awesome because I said before we started, I said, remember the last time we were here to watch a Freo Carlton game? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
70 to 15 or something like that at half time.
Yeah, 77.
Horrible. And to turn it around and come out like that, it was a welcome.
Yeah.
We're on again.
Well said, mate. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks, mate. Good talk again.
Likewise. Yanni, I had a Yanni in here. He just left. Yanni, if you're still around, mate, jump in. We've got one or two more, and then I think we'll wrap up. I've got Kyle. Kyle.
Hello. How are you?
Mate, I'm good. What's happening?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the win, basking in the glory as usual.
As you should, mate. Well deserved.
Yeah. I just want to come on here and talk about a couple things. I've written down a little mini list of things I saw during the games. I'd like to address Luke Parks. I thought he was amazing. I honestly did. There was one contest down the line, Freo had possession of the ball. I can't remember who had possession. But Parks was getting into Michael Frederick. He was just pushing him off the ball, and I liked it. It showed a bit of fire in his personality. And he actually cared to get in the contest.
That's really all we ask for, isn't it, as fans?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question, though.
Sure.
Because there was a lot of good plays today. So before I let you go and wrap this up, I want to ask you, who was your best on?
Oh, damn. That's a tough one because I thought the group played collectively good. I'm going to go left field because people are going your Crippers, your Walshes, your Fogs, Williams, such and such. But I think Jack Silvani. I think Jack had an impact on the game that we don't see from most of our players.
No, I like it. I think he brings the Carlton spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, mate, great to meet you. Thanks for coming on and sharing your thoughts. And let's chat next week.
Yeah. Hey,
cheers, mate. Appreciate it. All right, guys, let's go and watch the replay. Get out of here. That was a good win. Good win. Good day at the footy. Good day with the family. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed the fan cams. I must say, I really do enjoy fan cams after a win. After a loss, it's not good. It's not good for the health. It's pretty funny how we can go from these blokes play with no passion, they're pathetic, to, oh, we should have won by more. We're a very funny bunch. us Carlton folk. We're a very funny bunch, but that's why we love it. So enjoy your night. Have a great one. And the review, the play ratings, they will come out tomorrow morning/arvo. So I'll get them out as soon as possible. And yeah, go the Baggers, hey? Let's